Howdy everyone, and welcome back to Hermitcraft. So today guys, we're going to be working a little bit more in the end. I got a couple things that I want to show you there about what we're going to be doing there. And I also want to show you this down here. So I've started to expand the bottom portion of the house a little bit, just getting sort of a feel of where I'm going to put everything. And I'm thinking this is going to be the level we go to right here. So there's going to be like a big room here with a lot of cool stuff. Including the magic mirror and the storage room and everything like that. And it's actually, right now at least, connected up with our little hole in the wall over here. So it should be relatively easy to transfer resources to our storage room once we get that built. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to build it now or once 1.11 comes out so we can implement it with the shulker boxes. But rest assured it will be here eventually. But for right now, we're going to head on out. I'm actually going to grab... Let's see, I need a couple of ender pearls, so let me just dump some of this stuff off in here. That should be good. And let's just grab some ender pearls real quickly from our ender pearl dispenser. So we should get exactly 2 stacks, plus we already had 3 on us. Fantastic. Alright. And we're going to head on out to the nether and head to the end. Okay, so it looks like this is the new end platform. I think Iskall made this, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it looks kind of cool, actually. If we come on through here, I think there's a little, 3x3 door. And let's see, if we hit this button, I think we go up to, the space station right here. And you can just speed along here to the ender. Although it doesn't really work that well if you have an elytra equipped. But that's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. But that's not what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you instead. Let's see if I can get over here again. There we go. I wanted to show you this pillar here. So, I added one pillar here, which we built during a live stream on Saturday. And I think I'm going to make these pillars under each one of the end gateways. Because right now, the whole ring is sort of like unsupported. There's not really a whole lot to do with it. Like, it looks like it's physically impossible to be built. However, it's going to be quite challenging because not every one of these end gateways is actually over solid land. So this one is, but like this one, for instance, it's over the void. So there's just an eternal nothingness beneath it. So we might have to do something different for those, or we could just build the entire thing all the way down to y equals 0. Although that might be resource intensive. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Add those types of pillars all the way around so it has some type of supporting structure. And we may also build up a little bit of a structure underneath of these stairs. Just to make it look a little bit better. And to make it so that it doesn't look like it's just sort of floating in midair. So that's what we're going to do today. Let me grab some obsidian here. And we're going to start, I think, over here. And so the pattern for this is actually super, super simple. Let me see if I can get underneath the correct end gateway. Yep. And so the idea with this design actually is to sort of mimic the end gateway. So you can see how, like, it's sort of similar to what we have up top on the end gateway. So there's like a couple of blocks jutting out from what is supposed to be like the quote-unquote portal block. And then up here we have a similar design with the glass panes, and on some of them there's, iron bars and end rods on that one, for instance. So it's meant to mimic the end gateway. That's sort of the design pattern I'm going for. So anyway, let's go ahead and start to build this. I'll show you how to make this quickly. So we come over here, get directly underneath the end portal, and then we just tower up with some obsidian. This makes up the very central bit here. And I was also toying with the idea of making this potentially into, something where you could put like a beacon up here, but we need 20 beacons to make, like, beacons everywhere. So I thought that might be a little bit expensive to make 20 beacons in the end. So yeah. Let's see, now we need some clay, and basically the clay starts off on the ground here, like this. And then we got some iron bars, I believe, right here. So this is meant to be like the glass panes on the end gateway. And we got more iron bars right here. And then if we can just go up a little bit here, let's use some clay. Come up here a little bit. And then we have end rods, 2 end rods. 1, 2. and then more clay, and then end rods here, here, and there, and then of course clay on top of that. And then from here on, the pattern just repeats. So you just do the iron bars on the next layer, so right up here, like so. And then you keep going up from there, basically, with iron bars and end rods varying each level. And that's basically the pattern right there. So we're going to do this for all of the, underneath all the end gateways. So it's going to take a little bit of time, so let's go ahead and get it done. Okay guys, so we are about a third of the way done now, and already it is looking pretty sweet, I gotta say. I'm digging the way that these things look. I love the way the end rods look like they're, like, you know, like some type of super material that is, you know, providing extra support to this structure. And it makes it look like it's really actually holding up the entire ring. So that's pretty cool. We actually have this quarter done, I believe, because all these are over land. So we have it all the way done, all the way up to here. And then we have a couple more that are over land here, which are complete. And then we have a few more obsidian pillars over this way, I believe. Let's just check it out. Yeah, we got some obsidian pillars over here that I still have to do. And of course, all the ones over the void. We still have to do all those. Those are going to be a little bit tricky, I think. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a water bucket and probably pillar down. Like on the side of a water stream. And then beforehand I'll record the X and Z coordinates of these end gateways, so that way I can easily pillar up to them, and then just make the tower as normal. But that's easier said than done. So, still a long way to go, but so far so good here with this ring support project. Let's call it that. Yeah, ring support project. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. So, let's take a look at what our towers look like. Just fly on over here. And yeah, there we go. You can see some of the towers. Some of them just truncate in midair. Others, of course, are on the end island. But we got all 20 of them complete. Let me just fly over here and around this side so you guys can see them on this side. So I took these down so that you can't see them when you're on the end island. So, like, basically anywhere you're at on the end island except for, like, the exact edge, you won't be able to see the edges of these because they go down pretty far. They go down about 40 or 50 blocks in some instances, so you have to get right to the very edge to see where they terminate. And I think that was a pretty good compromise. So, yeah, it's looking pretty spiffy, if I do say so myself. I really like the tower design, and yeah, it makes the end gateway ring even cooler, in my opinion. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add on a few other things. I already tried to sort of integrate the staircase in, and honestly, I think just this this 1x2 staircase, I think this is the way to go. I think we're just going to keep this, not going to add on anything to it. But A lot of you guys left comments last time about the end gateways themselves. So we're going to try a couple of things here. So let me go get some blocks, and we're going to try out a couple things. Looking very nice indeed. So guys, I'm back in the end now. We picked up a few blocks, and we're going to go ahead and land right on here. There we go. Okay, so, right, what are we going to do? We are going to test out a couple of your ideas from the last episode, where I asked you guys what you guys thought I could do to improve this, and many of you guys thought that we could do something regarding landing blocks, because right now, if we go through here, hopefully the double dragon thing doesn't happen again, but let's just see. Okay, and the dragons are gone. I think that was a visual glitch, but I'm not entirely sure, to be totally honest with you. Okay, but yeah, basically you go through here to the outer end islands, and then we come back through, and you will see we are on the edge of a block, because this is a solid block right here, and it sees that as a solid block, and so it places us there. Now, many of you guys wanted us to go ahead and fix that, so we could land maybe, you know, in the corner block here or something like that. And I thought that was a pretty good idea, because we don't want people, you know, to, you know, accidentally teleport to this point right here, and then, you know, fall off as they're pressing forward or something. So, let's try and do that right here, actually. I want this to be somewhat close by. Let me just, let's see, let's put, let's take the shears out of here. I want this to be somewhat close by so we can, yeah, basically land close to the portal. Although it might need to be a little further out. But if it's too far out, then you have this problem where you can't hide the block. Because I very much like to hide the block. So let's try putting this. I want to try maybe sea lanterns here. I think that could look cool. Yeah, like right there. Let's see, do I have another? I think I must have dropped this slab here. Yep, I did. Alright, let's get that back. Drop the shears off. There we go. So let's see if we can actually put down some sea lanterns here and see if we land on these when we come back. I'm not sure if we will, because sea lanterns are not solid blocks. They're transparent, but they are at the correct height level. So let's just try this and see what happens. We can also maybe try one block out from that just to give it a better chance to succeed in terms of like where it puts us when we come back through the portal. So let's try this. That doesn't look that great right now, but let's just give it a shot and see what happens. So we'll go through. Okay, we're on the other side, and then go through again. And apparently our pearl was deleted or something. Let's try it again. Okay, we got put in the exact same spot. Interesting. On the side as well. Okay, let's try it one more time. Let's try doing this. We'll place down we'll throw it in a different direction, basically. So we'll throw it this way instead this time around. And let's see what happens. Still on this. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I am now back with some knowledge of the end portal gateway mechanics, and I'm going to share some of that knowledge with you guys right now. So first of all, the end portal gateway checks for blocks that a player can teleport to in a 11 by 11 square centered around the end gateway. So I've actually drawn out this sort of box here around the end gateway. And what it does is it looks for solid blocks. So actually the sea lanterns will not work as a block you can teleport to since they're transparent. It looks for solid blocks within this square starting in the northwest corner, which is this corner right here I've marked out. And basically what it does is it starts its search at y equals 255, which is, you know, a couple hundred blocks above us here. And from there, it starts scanning in the z direction. So it starts scanning in this direction, I believe. This is positive z. Yeah, towards positive z. So we'll scan this block at 255, then this block, then this block, then this block, and so on down the line here. If it doesn't find any valid locations, it moves on to the next one, and it'll start scanning here, here, here. And then, you know, if it doesn't find any valid locations, it goes to the next one here, scans this row, goes to this one, scans this row, this one, scans this row, all the way down the line until it reaches the southeast corner. Now, once it checks the last block down there in the southeast corner, if it still hasn't found a spot to place you, a solid block to place you on, then it comes back to the northwest corner, but it moves the Y value down by 1. So what that means is the portal has a northwest bias, which is the reason why we kept getting teleported to this block right here. Because basically what it was doing, down here on this level, it would check this block, it would find an air spot, wouldn't teleport us, it would check this block, it would find an air spot, wouldn't teleport us, and then it checked this block right here, and it said, that's a solid block, we can teleport the player, and it teleported us right there. So that is the reason why we kept on teleporting to this block. Now, you might be asking yourself, how do we solve this? Well, basically, what it entails is making sure that we can't teleport to this block, to this block, to this block, and this block, or this block, and this block. Because then what will happen is the search will see that, you know, these blocks aren't valid, those other blocks will not be valid once we replace them with something. And then eventually it'll scan this row, and then it'll say, oh, there's a spot right there, teleport the player to that. And then we'll be teleported right here. As long as it doesn't consider these valid blocks. It might, though. It might. We might be teleported here instead. But, yeah, I just want to sort of demonstrate this here. So, if what I had told you is correct, we should teleport through to the other side of the end islands, so out this direction. And when we teleport back, you'll see that we will be teleported to this block right here, which is the northwestmost block in the area that the end gateway checks. So let's see if that theory is correct. So we're going to go ahead and go through. And then we're going to toss this pearl through. And we should go and be teleported onto the black wool block. So here we go. Voila. Black wool block, baby. Science! Alright, sweet. So, right. Now the only question is, how are we going to make these blocks not valid? So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to win by height, is essentially what we're going to have to do. So, let's just go ahead and first of all get rid of these. Or actually, you know what? We might, if I put something like this right here, this might work depending on if we can teleport to the iron bars. Actually, let's do that and see if we teleport to this, because this is certainly way higher than this. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we get teleported to that block right there. It is in the northwest corner, so it's going to be, and it's higher than the other thing, so it's going to be checked way before. So let's just check it out and see if this works. And it does. How about that? Okay. So that's one possibility right there. Let's actually lower it and see if, let's see if this is high enough. It depends if the iron bars are valid or not. This actually might be the way to go, though. Let's test this one out. So we go through there, go through here, and that's actually high enough. Fantastic. Sweet. That's awesome. That's awesome. Alright, so now that we know the rules, let's go ahead and make something that will beat the teleportation rule. And so I'm thinking what we do is this. We can go ahead and place down some sea lanterns under the bedrock blocks right there, because those aren't important anyway. And then I'm thinking we go ahead and place down some clay that's the same color as the appropriate glass panes here. So in this case, blue. Place that right here, this right here, and this right here. And essentially what happens is we will actually teleport back through on this block right here. So let's just test this real quick and make sure that's what happens. So we go through, we come back, and it works. Sweet. Now the other option we would have would be to build up something like this. So we could have, let's say, you know, something with stairs like this. So this won't affect the bottom side. But we could have something like this, maybe. Where it's sort of building up like that. And then this wouldn't exist here. This wouldn't exist here. We could actually get rid of all this. And so now we'll end up over here because this is higher than these blocks right here. So let's just make sure that happens. And yeah, we're right here. Awesome. And actually, you know, you might make it so that it's, you know, a little bit better. So it's like this, maybe. Like that. Yeah, could work, could work. We could also make it even more gradual. So like we could make it so that it's, you know, a little bit like that. We'd have a half slab there. And then like that. So it'd be like stairs going up. Like that. And then we could have stairs leading down as well. Interesting, interesting. A lot of possibilities here. We could actually make it even more gradual too if we wanted to. Let me think for a minute which one of these is the best way to go, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so this is sort of what I'm thinking of for our end gateway area. So we're going to have, so this is the blue portal, right? So we'll have blue stained clay all along the bottom, no sea lanterns or anything. Blue stained clay along the top, sort of boxing it in. And then this is our teleporter back. So we actually end up like on this block. And the end rods do not affect teleportation, nor does the carpet above us. And then we have this staircase, or not staircase, but stair ring around here that sort of sets the block apart, which I think is really awesome. It looks like an awesome teleporter. So let's try this just to make sure it works. So we come through here. Everything's good on this side. We're on the end islands. Go back through. And I messed up. I forgot that these blocks, if you place blocks on here, you can actually teleport to these. I wonder if you can teleport to carpet, though. What if we did this instead? I don't think you can. I don't think carpet counts. Let's just see, though. So we should end up here. This is the teleporter, so we should end up right there. So we'll go through, and back through again, and there we go. It worked. It worked. Ta-da! And you get that little sparkly effect when you come through, too. How awesome is that? Oh, baby. I love it. Wow, that's cool. You get the little sparkly in your face as you come back, because you're actually inside. Let's see that again, actually. You're actually inside the end rod. So here, and you're just looking at it, like if you just stand here for a moment. Yeah, the sparklies in the face when you teleport. How awesome is that? Could not have planned that any better. Yes. Yes. We are doing this, guys. So yeah, thank you to all of you guys who suggested I color coordinate all of these and also make it so that we can, teleport back onto a specific block because, yeah, you guys were right in that this is quite dangerous here. So yeah, that is the plan, guys. That is what we're going to do. We're going to put carpet on top of all the bedrock, the appropriate colored carpet here. So for instance, like this will be, I think this is the red carpet. So we'll just take red carpet here and place this down right here after we jump up here. So this will be all red carpet on top right here. Red, red, red. There we go. And then we'll get some red clay, put the red clay around the bottom, and then we'll put the teleporter for this side like right here with some red clay and the same style as the blue one. This is going to be amazing. Oh my god. I'm so happy with that. I'm so happy with that. Alright, let me go get the appropriate blocks here, guys, and I will be back. Oh, yeah. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Take a look at this. Wow. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. So we got everything done. We got all the colors done. Let's just go ahead and just walk around and see what this thing is looking like. So you guys have already seen the blue one right here. I'm just going to go around the whole thing. I love how each one and every one of these things look. So here's the red one. Here is the lime green one. And the cool thing is there's no evidence of this whatsoever on the bottom. So it's totally the same on the bottom. Here's the yellow one, which looks pretty snazzy if I do say so myself. We got the light gray right here. Right here we got the purple one. And I'll just show you again, all these teleporters, this is the only spot you'll come back. So you always come back on the appropriate block, the appropriate colored clay block of the appropriate colored portal. So there we go. We'll go through to this one. So yeah, this is where we're at for the purple one. Apparently, I think this was me actually. I did a weird like snake tower out there. And then we go back and voila. Got that. And we also got the particle effect. Let me just show you the particle effect. If you look straight down, then when you teleport back right here, after a brief moment, you get, voila, bum-ba-da-bum, the teleportation particle. That's what I'm calling it. That's what I'm calling it. All right, moving on. We got the cyan portal. We got the pink portal right over here, and I'm running out of food. Just replenish on food, restock, fill my belly with that delicious chicken. There we go. We got light blue right here. We got white right here. And then we have Asuma's portal, which I did not decorate because I didn't want to mess anything up with his portal mechanics. All I did was put a sign, do not use this portal. Asuma's void, right there. We got the clear one. The clear one, I used some andesite and some stone slabs for the clear portal right there. Over here, we went with some brown. And the reason I had to use clear and some of the other ones here is that I ran out of colors, because there's 20 portals. Or actually 19 portals we're decorating, but only 16 colors. Here we have the magenta one, looking pretty nice. I like the magenta glass paints here. Looking very futuristic. Over here we got the iron one, so I used iron bars, iron blocks, and a stone slab up there. And there's iron pressure plates up there you can barely see. Over here we got the end rod one, and this uses some chiseled quartz and quartz slabs. And then over here we got some gray action going on. Coming down a home stretch now, we got the black portal, kind of blends in a little bit with the background, but that's the black one. Then we got the green end gateway, and finally the orange end gateway, and that goes back to blue. So guys, wow, this turned out better than I ever imagined. I'm digging the way that it looks when you come back, just like this, and you get the little particle in your face while you're inside of the end rod. So yeah, I'm digging it, guys. This game is awesome. This server is awesome. You guys are awesome for suggesting this. And if you think I'm awesome, go ahead and hit a like on the video, and that will help me out. So once again, guys, thank you so much for all your epic support. I do appreciate you guys so much. As always, this has been Cub. Goodbye.